Welcome, Aiden. How was your stream? How are you? You won't be happy with what will happen today. We kind of need the light mode to not stay on, but almost. It makes more sense. You'll see. You'll see. But yeah, how was your stream? I looked for a bit, and then I had like a ton of stuff to do, so didn't chat.
Brutal Martyr just resubscribed for 7 months. It's sub-party time, yay.
7 months already? Damn it. Thanks a lot, Brutal. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Enjoy the emotes. All that, you know, the usual. Yeah. It feels longer? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like we don't have alerts like on time anymore, so just in case. Oh, just in case I can't. Well, fine. So we have some weird ass news. I don't like that. What do you have a giveaway for? It's a good question. What are you giving away? A good BRB. Kane, hi. Welcome on in. Why, Aiden? Why? I mean, I get it. It makes sense. Knowing you, it makes a lot of sense. But still. Almost pressed the wrong button. Alright, so we have some news-ish news. Not good news, not bad news either. We got plenty news. So, the first news. Today I saw my sister. Since a bit. Went to a restaurant, it was nice. Ate some nice lasagna. Pretty good. But yeah, that's a pretty good news, right? Seeing family from time to time is pretty okay. However, later that day, which is today, I had a call with the Apple Help Center service. I don't know how it's called, for the flickering effect that we had on last two streams, which I guess we kind of have here. If you look closely, you can see that the Discord background is like basically flickering a bit, and it's a bit weird. It doesn't make any sense, and it shouldn't happen. But right, while hovering on things, you get the same, like that effect. So that's why Aiden, I said you will probably not like today's thing, because we kind of not need to be in light mode to visually avoid the flickering, even though I can still see it for some reason, and I'm kind of scared of using something different. So I'm sorry about that. And so that's why I was saying it may be more adequate right now to stay in a light environment, because that way the screen will blend in a bit more. So I don't know. I don't know. It's either that, or we have like the thing. It's not that bothering, to be honest. Like it's okay, but still, now that I know, it's like, it's fucking annoying. I can see when it happens, and so I don't like it. But it may be okay. Maybe it will be just for this stream and things. But the service, the thing that they said, which feels very weird, they say it's a system thing. So they say it's because I'm not on the latest version of the system, which doesn't make any sense, because on the previous computer I was not on the latest version of the system anyways, so that makes no sense to me. However, they might have a point saying that the transfer from the previous system to this one have some corrupted file going through, mainly because the previous system was on Intel and the new one is on M1. So the transition, right, some of the file may have been corrupted during the transfer. So we may have a fix while doing a reinstall or an update of said system, and or if it still stays glitchy, I would probably have to do a clean install of the Mac, which is okay, because I can just do like a list of the things that I need to have and then install them. But I don't know. We may do that today as well. I think I will launch the update today, and then we'll see. Yes, you can export scenes if you click on the scene collection at the top, which is here. if you have your OBS open, you have like help, tool, and then you have scene collection right there, and you should be in there. You should see export or import. So that's how you do that. Otherwise, if you want to do backups, which is a good thing, you have a plugin called OBS Scene Collection Backup. Scene Collection Manager, sorry, that's not the same thing. So this one right here is a great addition. You can manage basically your OBS scene collections, each of them, and you can create new backups specific to a scene collection. So it's really useful for me who has like a lot of things. What I do usually, because OBS doesn't like me to have so many scene collections that kind of run in the background without really running in the background, but still. And what I do is I do a backup at the end of the month, and then I delete the scene collection from the OBS install. However, the backup is still somewhere in the OBS folder, and so if at some point I wanted to bring back one of the older overlay, I could just click on that, reinstall it, and with that window right here, you can easily just bring it back from the dead, and it's fine. You can do that. Like, I could do that now. I won't, but I could. So yeah, that's a good plugin. Why do you want to switch to Fedora just to prove someone in your chat wrong? Andra and Rosea, welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How was your Wednesday? I hope you're good. I hope you're not dying of heat. Sorry, I said I hope you're good, and then my Google Home said, yes, you're talking to me? No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah. So today, in terms of the thing that I kind of want to do, I don't exactly know yet. We'll see. Is these illustrations that we worked on? I'm okay. I'm a bit hot. Usual. I haven't turned on the AC right now, so I'm fine. But I may turn the AC at some point during the stream, because otherwise I will be dead. I will be dead. So I didn't change the size of the inner elements on the one that we worked on last time, the big one. However, we needed to do, I needed to do smaller ones, specifically because, if you remember correctly, we did these things, and I was like, yeah, that's a bit better, all that. But now, because I said it could be interesting to implement in that view right here, my boss said that's a lot of noise on the side, and I'm agreeing with them for once. No, I'm agreeing with them often, but this may be too much noise, and we may benefit from simplifying them, maybe making them smaller, or finding another option to showcase the type, if that's a thing. So I'm thinking, I don't know, we'll see. So maybe we can work on a responsive-ish version of it, and that could work. And Rosea, it's currently 27, which is not too hot but not cold either. I would much more prefer to just have 21, even though this morning 21 was a bit hot for me. But yeah, as always, I'm dead at 20, 21, 22. I'm starting to die, so that's no good. Oh yeah, and then on another good news, the other computer that I used to use, that they told me that it was not available, but it would take 10 days to repair. They sent me a text yesterday saying it's okay, you can pick it up if you want. So I picked it up this morning, and they changed everything. In the Mac, the bottom section, they changed everything on the shell, so the aluminum part, the keyboard, and the touch bar, but they kept the motherboard and the trackpad. So I don't understand how and why, but specifically why. How, I know, but the only thing that are factory from them are the motherboard, the trackpad, and the screen. Everything else is brand new. So we have new battery. So yeah, it's a good news. It is a good news. Aiden, are you? Yeah, yeah. That. For you, that makes sense. I wouldn't say anything else. For you, that makes sense. Yeah, yesterday, basically same. 38 yesterday. No, that was 2 days ago. No. Yesterday was pretty neat. Yesterday was 24 max, which is good. I like that. I like these temperatures. Otherwise, I'm dead. right now. I am dying at the moment. I can see things. And 40 degrees. Andra, are you talking in Fahrenheit or are you talking in Celsius? I'm guessing. Xcode? Yes. Xcode, the Q40 thing. What the duck? Yeah. Welcome on in. How are you? 40 degrees seems, for me, high, but maybe if it's in Fahrenheit, no. But I guess because you're not in the US, you speak in Celsius as well, like normal people. Brendan, if you look in, normal people, Celsius. Fedora has good audio package, which means there isn't a weird audio sync issue compared to the other distribs. Yeah. I don't know if I would recommend Linux for streaming though. I'm thinking about the first of all the complexity of streaming from a Mac, which is already a more popular platform than Linux. Linux is broadly used, but mostly for servers, not for users. Less for users. I think you understand that. And so stream stuff are mainly for Windows, and then Mac, and then Linux. But yeah. And depending on the plugins that you want to use and all that, you should find like a version of things that works on Linux, maybe. Like I can't find versions of things that works on Mac as well, but yeah. I'm good, Nishit. I hope you're good as well. What's this? This is a bit of illustration that we worked on Tuesday for that specific thing. We had like a selection model and tried to find a solution. The best solution that I had was this one. My boss does agree with that, however, I kind of disagree with this. Really angry actually. We'll call it. How are you with the long ass blurb? I was thinking about you earlier. I was saying it's been a while since I've seen you. How have you been? Typeform looks, I think they all look good, but I agree with what they said. They said when you arrive on this page, your eyes are drawn directly to that specific row right here, and so they would like minimize the impact of that specific illustration, which makes a lot of sense. But right now I'm thinking about how to achieve this, and I have multiple options in my head. This is just like something that is way too big at the moment right here. So 9 to 10 hours workday, that's no good. I hope you can rest under the couch, all that, but I hope you can rest and take a bit of time for yourself. So one of my thinking was maybe we could have very small ones, right? So I think I need to extend that first. Have a good look. I make a mistake right here? Yes, I did. So very small one as in Grasham. Hi, welcome on in. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Do you agree with all the memes that you sent today? Because you've sent so many things. Like this one is, to me, 100% true. Like, if you are a dev, I am the first person to mute you in a group call because I know that you have a fucking keyboard. That's fucking annoying. So, absolutely agree with this one. And then, I don't know enough about Python to relate to this one, which, right, it's just a joke about delays. But I don't know enough, so I wouldn't be able to say anything. But yeah, nah. And that's true. If you are applying for jobs, this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I go with the flow. I agree, but I don't know. But thank you for the memes. I appreciate them a lot. Appreciate them a lot. In le French, I see. I see. I can't. Les mêmes, I can't. That makes no sense to me. So I was thinking about a 24 by 24 box, potentially, or even smaller, 16 by 16. But at this point, the visibility of these icons is limited, and I'm unsure about the understanding, right? Because as always, because we are in a vector-based tool, they look okay. But as soon as I turn pixelated view, we lose everything. So we kind of need to align them to make sure that they are basically pixel perfect. And I'm thinking maybe we can get rid of some of the details that we had in the first place. So some of the things that I kind of have or want to get rid of is or are the outlines in these smaller versions, because that brings a lot of a motorcycle meeting to attend. Enjoy that. That seems like fun. But yeah, take care. We'll see you soon. So right now I'm trying to just make things make sense. And that's not easy. That's not easy. So if we fill the container and then these, what the fuck? We have issues right here. We have issues. They're at 0.8. So just move them to 1. And I kind of want to have these to 1 as well. That way, kind of good. And so this one needs to be taking 1 pixel as well. And if I'm doing this, basically everything is going back to 1 pixel. So I don't know how useful it will be in the end, visually speaking, from further away. So maybe we can have them at 2, right? So we have these. That's okay, I guess. Maybe we can do that. Just have a straighter divider on this one. And then this one will be the most annoying one because everything is misaligned. I kind of want to try something on this one specifically. So there is the rounded plugin that we talked about a lot, which gives you the ability to, well, round everything. And so if I do that, it rounds everything as expected. However, if I were to round these, can I round these? I can't. That's interesting. But they can't be rounded because I don't know. That will be way too fat. We good. We good. It's okay. Right, that's way too fat. That's way too, fat. Too visible. Way too visible. Oh, and I don't have access to the colors right here. I'm guessing this will be way simpler. And then this one is the smallest one. We can use the same plugin just to check, right? And then see. And then that one is just 1, 1, 1, and that's 2, 1, I guess. Because that works. Really?
They're red, they're white, they're brown. They get
Really? You know that song? Really? I haven't heard it in a long ass time. I appreciate it. How do you know this song? I am surprised. More surprised than expected, to be honest.
I have potato blood in my veins.
That
My
that
life
makes
is
sense.
potato.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Yes. 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 I don't know. It looks like shit. Kind of looks like shit. If you agree, raise your hand. It's not as good. I think the shadow is too strong, and the contrast with the background, while in pixelated view right here, we lose a lot of the details. So I don't, not that there is a lot of details, but this one may be interesting to have like a double right here, just to, I don't know. If I do that, if I do that here, I kind of need to do that here as well, right? That's the thing. Then this one can need to go back to 1, and at that level of detail it's very tiny, so I don't know. What do we think about these pixelated icons? I don't think I like them. I don't think I like them. I mean, not as much as I should. Let's see. Alright, for the flashbang. So the bottom ones, we don't need them anymore. And one thing that we don't have on this one is the property of is big, which shouldn't be a true false right now, because we have a third size. It's now big, and then we have medium. And then these 3 should be small. And so the idea right here would be to take over. Should have clicked on that. Take over the size to small, potentially, and then bring that whole thing at the top, linked to that title. I think that's the goal. So in order to do that, we kind of need to organize these things first. Shit. I don't know if we could. Actually can. Trying to think. It takes too much brain power. I think these 2 are the thing that needs to be together in an auto layout frame. Why does that not work? Hello? Oh. So I need to do that individually. Ugh, fucking annoying. Okay, it's fine. So that's content, I guess? kind of want to align them here, meaning that then this one, oh shit, that's true. That's the annoying thing about this feature. It's good, but it doesn't work exactly as you want. So for example, Kane, the thing that you talked about, the paste in place to everything at once, that's good, but I would love to be able to do the same thing if I have the same thing selected on multiple frames, specifically in components. I would love to be able to do like a Shift A and make sub auto layout frames specifically to these selections, rather than the selection itself. So that is a thing. So that's the icon potentially. Because we want it to be 32, it's a 4x4. And so by doing a 4x4, we are almost aligned, right? And so I'm thinking, if it's a 3, I hate doing that, but it's a 3, it's not exactly aligned either. Right? Because the X base gives us this and that, meaning that the center is off-centered. So I think it's a 2-2 rather than a 3 to align them. So that seems better, at least on my point. And then we basically need a 2-2 as well. That way we can have the separation. I know, but I'm on here, which makes no sense to me. I should be able to change things out. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. I don't like it. That's that makes no sense. That's too small. I'm used to that, and that's not visible enough to understand what it is. So I kind of need to go back. I hope I can go back enough, because I did a lot of shit right here. Okay, good. Let's bring back. Okay, so that's the max. That's good. That's good. So I don't like that. That's a first. The second thing that I kind of want to do, or that I kind of wanted to test, is just having a color at the far left to indicate the thing. So in order to make that work, I will make a 4x16, a 4x24. You know what? A 4x16 is okay. A 4x16 block, and that thing needs to be rounded. I did the copy. I did the copy thing. And so at this instant, I want these to be blue because they are on that color scheme. However, I want that one to be using our black, and these two to be using that green. But because I don't have the X code for that green, I will either use this one, it's not close enough, or use this one, which is close enough, but also not close enough. So let's do that. That's the exit color. So we have these. That makes sense. And so now, if I select everything and I get rid of these, is that enough? Like, is that differentiating enough? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. If you arrive here, I also don't think that the rows are readable. I think they need more space. It's like I crammed them too much, way too much. So what that means is this can go here. That also means that we can how much is that? 20? Damn it. We could, let's see. Put that at 12. And then here, put that at 8. That gives us enough-ish. Right. That seems like an okay option. Even though that's too much. That's way more appreciated. Way more appreciated. Okay, good. So these rows, however, the placement of the button right here may not be the best. And we may need to bump things to the side a tad. I don't know if I want to do that though. I think it works. Let's see how it looks in the prototype, just in case. Right, so we have our highlighted thingy. We get the border that pops in, and we get the shadow that pops in, and then on click we get the darker, which should happen for like half a second, and then we move to another page. So we're good with that. And yeah, I think that may be better. However, we could have that happen. Sorry. We could have that happen. And so by doing these and making sure that this one is way bigger, that was surprisingly almost aligned. That's the distance here. 5 points? 7 points. What does that mean? That means... yeah, that means that. It's just 1 point. We good with that. I don't give a fuck. Not anymore. So let's see, this one and this one, that's a 2 point. So that means this one plus 1, this one, or basically these two plus 1. And now we should be perfectly aligned. So what I want to have right here is potentially the provenance. I don't know if that's a word that makes sense. Maybe, I mean, I can say type here as well. I can just have type. And so in these things, you would get the information of the color, basically. So this one, this one, this one, and this one are technically simple forms. Form. And then, oh, that's a mistake on my side. That's good. That's good to know. I can fix that easily, yes. And then the green ones, so this one, and this one are spreadsheets. I feel like, yep. The form, and that one is type form. So, how much do we have in terms of space in between these two? 65. So, if I were to, instead of auto, make that 65, and then align them here, we should make them hug, have these basically aligned, right? Here. But then because we have the padding inside of each of these things, that's a bit fucked. So let's do that. Get rid of these. Get rid of the component here because we don't need them. Get rid of the frame basically, and make sure that these ones are centered. And now, unless I'm mistaken, no, I am mistaken. That's true. My bad. My bad. How do you want to do that? If I put all of them at 104 right here, and then I put these two at 104, same thing, but they have the same width. Align them to the right, and then make sure that the entire thing has a spacing of 8 instead of 65. So that should make the thing good. And then we basically need these ones to be either 104 or in frames that are 104. So in order to do that, what I will do is make these frames auto layout, and then let's call that completion. That's where we have a good title. And I want to have that at 104 as well, and the content to be, oh shit, sorry, and the content to be set to the other side. That gives us 47, which I don't really give a shit how much it is. It's just this space needs to be that big in order to have here a right alignment with everything, which makes way more sense. And I need to redo this, fuck. So that thing right here is the type, and so simple form is our base for most of them, and then these ones are spreadsheets with no, and this one is typeform. Okay, now I can play with everything, which means I can bump that to something that makes more sense in terms of font for a table, where you have a bit of I don't fucking know how to explain that. You can easily see things, or I mean more easily. So let's make that clipping again, and let's go back here. I think that's better in terms of readability. You can see the numbers a bit better. You have types, simple form, which is or would be very quickly linked to these colors. Maybe these colors can be lighter to be less visible overall. Like we go to our 20s rather than our 50s. Nah, that doesn't work. However, we can. I have too many IDs. We can just make that one 40% opacity, meaning that they're all at 40%, and when we hover them, we have the color that is just highlighted. So that's just to reinforce the link in between the color that we have on top and the type. So that way they shine brighter, they're more visible while on hover. I still think there is not enough, but there is too little spacing in between the color information and the text. Let's see. Kind of want to have some inspiration in there. That's a good idea. Yeah, I can't see anything that has the thing that I'm looking for. One almost had one, but no. If you have like a reference for something like this, I would love to see. That's interesting. Uh, so I know it's something that is mostly used in it could be nice as well. Mostly used in card design, and it's mostly on the top or on the left side to just give you a hint, like basically like this one. Yeah, that's not exactly what we want. That's clean. Let's see. That's breaking my screen again. It's good to know. I don't understand. Can you see that? No, you can't. I will kill people. How is that a good idea? 50 years. Beige! Hi!
Beigelad raided my stream with 3 viewers.
Well, come on in. How are you? We have a bit of a technical difficulty at the moment. But how was your stream? Well, come on in. Thanks a lot for the raid. I appreciate it. If anyone doesn't know me, I'm AOA. I'm the helping designer. So if you have any design question, feel free to ask. Do my best to answer. We are working on a bit of illustration and things. But Beige, what were you doing? Were you doing games today, or were you doing some keyboards again? I think today was Tarkov. That's what I see. But you were also on Valorant for some reason. So I hope the games were good. I hope the game were good. I'm looking at the announcement channel to check. But yeah, welcome on in. For anyone on my side, please check the page. And Ashley, hi, welcome on in. It's a nice one, yeah. I think it puts you on the spotlight, which is the goal. Making sure that you are the raider. I like the fact that it's automated though. It's surprised me every time when I see everything change and I think I pressed the wrong button. Perfect time for the ads. Fuck me, I'm sorry. I don't decide when they go. I mean, I do, but I don't. Love the glasses, that's good. I like the glasses as well. They match the shirt. This shirt, I wanted to wear it today at the restaurant with my sister, and then yesterday night I remembered that it was in the washing machine and I didn't start the washing machine yesterday. So this morning at like 6:30 when I woke up, took my shower, and then right after launched the washing machine, cleaned everything, dried everything, and then went to the restaurant with the thing on, right on time. Things are good. Things are good. A bit of a dilemma on some effects for a bit of a weird ass table, but also I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still debating. I do love the icons, but they may be way too busy when you're looking at things. Maybe on a card version that makes more sense. But yeah, and also I need to reinstall my entire computer, so That means today's stream will probably be shorter than expected. I think in the 2 hours range, so like 1 more hour or something. And yeah, it's not really an app. No, it's the software that we are doing in my company, and then I'm trying to move away from that model that I designed a long time ago, and I'm like, meh, it doesn't match with what I want to create anymore. So going with something with a bit more personality and a bit more illustration makes more sense. But then in terms of UX, like the way that people will use that, something like this makes more sense. So what I'm thinking right now is we get this in the creation section, meaning that we have the tiny highlight and illustration that tells the user and that's a shiny thing, or that's a spreadsheet or a type form. That makes sense. And then here we get some sort of table with some... That's true, sorry, I thought about something else. It was just a highlight of the color itself while hovering. However, what I'm thinking about right now is when you're creating a table with these types of contents, you would need at some point the ability to select multiple and delete them. That will inevitably happen. So what I'm thinking right now is, what if... Shit. What if I have one of these checkboxes right here, and we get... that's what, 8, 4, I guess. 4 is way too close. I guess 8. That makes no sense though. The idea that I got right now but fucks everything, which is good. Sometimes you need that, but still not right. So you need the tick, and it would potentially be like further, like the furthest to the left. That makes more sense, meaning that now I'm thinking these things makes no sense here, and they won't help. So if I get rid of them, then I get rid of the color. So if I get rid of the color, I don't see the link in my head as the user. So that's fucking with me. And I don't like that. I don't like it. However, maybe that one, which is the type, could have like a label and color scheme, like thingy doesn't make any sense, right? But that's too small, and if you do that, it's too small as well. And I can't just color the thing, because at the end, if we have more, Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. That's cleaner. I agree. I agree. And go here. Okay, good. I kind of have a dumb idea. So the reasoning behind the color was because we have these illustrations that have specific colors and that also have or will have more colors in the future. Having just a visual cue of what is selected sometimes is really useful, because when you have in that specific table, if it's just called simple form and then this one type form, it ends up in form. If for someone like me, who doesn't have like the reading performance of most people, if I read fast, I can see the indent, but that will be the only thing that is different, right? And this one starts with an S, and I will mix and match lines for sure. So I was thinking about doing that, right? That's what I wanted to do or say here, but that makes no sense. Like it's oh shit, we need to do that in a reversed order. So it's basically, right? Shit. Right, it's basically this, but I don't think that's like good enough to understand. I mean, it kind of works, but I want it to be subtle and not. That's a weird animation. Like it needs to be something that is visible enough, but subtle enough so that people just say, "Oh, okay." It look intuitive to you? That's good. That is good. If it's a dot, if it's a dot or square, still, that was weird for the growing thing. That's too big. You think? Stony, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? All that? Let's make that in default. And I kind of want to do... Yeah, because it's square, it's basically the same size. I fear the fact that it's too similar. I want to do something. I think it's not a good idea, but we will see. Okay, so that means on this one, and this one, we have the 32 base? No, it's a 30 base. No. It's a 30 base. You have a 30 base, and then this right here, just outside. So that's weird. Let me tell you that. That is weird. But that may work. Yeah, that kind of works. That kind of works. So the goal is that, but that's weird, right? If whenever you highlight like a thing, you get something that move, that makes kind of no sense, right? So I almost don't like it. However, if it's a subtle move, no, it is just visual. So everything here that I can play with are things that I set up before, so I can switch things, but it's just a prototype. Basically, they are just like a hot zone or click zone, and I can switch between them. But it's not production thing, it's just visual. That's they don't link to code. The devs will have to take over and then do the work, basically. But yeah, they are not related to dev in any way, which is sad. At some point, I'm expecting Figma to say, well, you know what, we will have a thing that gives you the ability to go to code directly. But yeah. Yeah, so it's React right now. I think that's the thing that we are using, which is fine. Not great, not worse, it's fine. But yeah. Oh shit, that's true. That is true. Right. That's cleaner. That's cleaner. Then you have the click, and I need the selected option, which we didn't have before. But yeah, I do understand that if you are someone who has never seen this, and I tell you this is just an image, and I can check boxes, right? That doesn't mean like it's an image. It looks like it's something that can work. So it makes sense. The confusion kind of makes sense. I agree with that. Oh, nice, Stony. That's good. How did you achieve it? Did you find like a lib or something? Oh, and beige, yes, if you want to have like a thing to copy, and if you are into front dev, Figma, which I will just send you that, even though that's my link, you don't really give a shit about that. The Figma, which is the tool that we use, give you as a dev the ability to get the inspector, and in said inspector you have all the things that you need to know in terms of sizes and colors, state, whatever, but you also get a bit of code. So if you are into like Android code, you might have something that is specific, but the basic CSS one is good. And so it's not as like good as knowing how to create things, but still, if you select something specific, like right now I selected text, I get the information for that text. If I select this component right here, I have the component thing as here as well. So that's a pretty useful overall option. It may take like a bit of time to master and get around, but you get like, yeah, you can also do right click and then copy paste CSS. Some of the things like that I kind of like is if I do a copy as CSS on that thing, I will have the entire code for the frame itself, meaning that as long as I name classes for all of the things inside, you're good. So that's when and why naming layers make sense. Right now, this is the thing that I just copy pasted are illustration, so I don't give a shit about naming layers. However, in a regular thing, it makes way more sense because, right, a frame 1272 makes absolutely no sense to a dev. However, if I do that on this thing right here, you get, first of all, way more text, but I can see that I have like a specific state and nice naming. I have a rectangle right here, which is our type color, which I think I need to change its name. But yeah, you have everything inside of this. It's not as good as knowing how to do it, but still, it's a good base. So for someone like me as a designer, that's a good help when I need to create things like the overlay on this stream, for example. So yeah. Understanding you said I'm thinking of making it better by setting each direction action on every element. The current focused element decide where to go. Yeah. Oh, and you said data nav. You're telling me things that I think make sense in my head, but I don't think I understand it fully. But if it works, nice. Nice. Yeah, I know. I can go check. 104 minus 8 minus 12, basically, right? If I do that, yeah, okay, good. That seems okay. That seems okay. I still think that this is a bit complicated, like a complicated topic, being the fuck, I click on the thing without clicking on the right thing. The icon that is used for the check on most websites, you have like a very light color. However, this specific thing right there, specific color scheme, I'd say, is not exactly the most accessible thing that we could have done. It is, but it's not like the best. Like it's not. I mean, it's not even good. So for someone who doesn't have like good vision, they won't be able to see the checkboxes here, and so these they don't showcase the hover effect, so I don't know how it looks, and that's fucking annoying because it would have been way more interesting. So, but you kind of right, but you also kind of wrong. So, is it builder? Oh. Builder? No. Is it HTML? Yeah. So I have this, and I can decide to generate code from that thing that I just selected. And so this is another like software, right? A plugin that I have for that specific tool, which give me like to input layers. That layer and all children must use auto layout. That means that in here I have like some issues with how it perceives some of the behaviors here. So I don't really care, honestly. But it's still like I can, for example, the let me trigger that. Which one? Trigger this one. So the
Ozotai is now following.
Alert at the bottom right here has been made basically using that plugin. So I created them in Figma, so that's Figma, created them in Figma and then exported the base layout and structure with that plugin, and we had the alert made inside of Stream Element. And then because it was not as good as some of the dev in here thought it could be, we changed it and made it better. But still, the base that I did, right, that was good. I used Streamerbot for everything like the raid change screen that we had earlier, but everything that is alert related, when I need to have flexibility in the content, it's a bit complicated to do with Stream Element. Like for example, let me see, can I find someone that has a fucking long ass name? Yes. Eldritch, for example.
Eldritch_black_fox is now following.
So you see how it's ending here when my cursor is pointing, right? That's the point. If I find someone else like Ozo earlier,
Ozotai is now following.
You see how my pointer that hasn't moved is way further away, and so that's not possible in Streamerbot. So yeah, that's why we kind of use Stream Element rather than Streamerbot for alerts, even though I would prefer to use Streamerbot for everything. Would prefer. Stoney, you said completion goal of automated video coder? I forgot. What was the thing that didn't work? Andra, right now you want me to name layers? Okay. I get it. Have a good rest of your night, Beige. Thanks a lot for the raid earlier. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate it. And take care of yourself. Get some sleep. All that. So, you want me to name my layers on the thing that we're working on. So, everything is named. Got him. Maybe on this one. Maybe on these ones. Yeah, we have a frame 120. So, that's our type and title. Type, title, date. That's our thing. Right here, do we have another one? No, we're good. In the date, we have 2 frames. So this one and this one. These are our datas or data points. I said data. Data points. And then if I go in, everything is named. We're good. What do you mean? Do you mean I look ridiculous? That's not true. No, it is true. It is true. I agree. So that makes sense. And so in here, however, we have our main content, we have a nav, and tabs. And that's our what's the fucking name? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. That's a good question. That's display plus CTA. Okay. Fine. And in here, everything is kind of fine. Just these two, which are display. Thank you for making me name my layer now. Yeah, good. So this one right here, right, is the divider. And we should be good. So we have a frame right here. Oh, which, damn it. So that's our content. I know, it's very columns. And we have our data collections, that's good. On this one, however, we have our header. So I name I name weirdly. I name depending on how lazy I am at this instant, and also I name depending on the element. So if it's an element that needs to have a real name, it's usually a component, right? So right now, for example, these elements right here are tabs, and so they are from a main component, and so inside of here I have named everything properly. One of the reasons why I never name my layer, or most often never name my layer, is it doesn't make any sense to me to name things that won't be looked by the devs. So the naming layers is only useful if you want to share your file to someone else like another designer or someone else like a dev. Most likely it would be a dev. So if you have things named properly, then when you have when you use one of the plugins that I shared earlier, the structure of the content will be good. And and then the code that is generated would make sense, because then the subclasses that are linked to the layer names make sense, right? Right here, for example, if I have like a thing that is called icon, that makes kind of no sense because it's a checkbox. However, it is part of the icon check, which now that I'm thinking about it, Omar, welcome on in. Thank you for the message. What do you mean? Checkbox middle line triggers me? What? I kind of agree. I kind of agree. Would you make it like top aligned? Would you align it with the thing? Yeah, but they are 16 and top text is 20, so that means we will have like a weird ass padding right there. So, right, I'm getting these as reference basically, not exactly these ones, but right, they are center aligned. So, but that makes sense. Center line because we only have one line right here. However, on this one, because you have two, that may be the reason why it's bothering you a bit. However, what if we were here and got rid of that? Would that make more sense to you? I guess it makes more sense to me as well, but now the rows are way too fat. I kind of like to have the created date, but is it the useful information? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So we could get rid of that. I think we could either get rid of it or add a creation date next to this. Right? Another column next to here with date. If it's important, I don't think it's important. In our product specifically, I don't think knowing when you created the thing makes any sense. However, the last edit kind of makes sense and is kind of useful. I said kind of a lot in the last minute. But yeah, I agree with that. So let's do this. Let's do these and let's see. If I were to do 8 on everything instead of 12, have a bit of a center thing, and so I'm thinking we have 16. Yeah, I kind of hate it, but that makes sense, at least for me. So we need that to center at least on the spacing here. So that means 16 here. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You know what? That make me think a bit more, or let me think a bit more. Basically, the date. I'm thinking about the placement of the date if it's needed in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it is, but that's way cleaner. So we don't have tablet use case. This thing is desktop only, so we're good with that. That's one of the benefits of this product. We don't need to care about responsiveness. Under 1,000, I mean, it's not meant to be there. But yeah. But even then, the last edit is not exactly useful. because you don't care about the edit of the templates. These are basically templates or forms. But it's basically last completion. So anyway, we would need another thing. So let's add another thing. Add another thing, just in case. Just in case. Have the responses, and then last edit. I would say that last edit thingy. What is my usual thing? Nope. Much better. And 07 makes no sense for us here. You raise a good point. I appreciate that, Brendan. I absolutely told you to do that. You see, because otherwise you would say scam twice or 3 times. I don't know. But welcome on it. Appreciate the pull-ups. Do you have a grip preference because you didn't say anything? Otherwise, I would probably do a reverse grip. Wide grip, of course. I'm not that wide. Yeah. Wide grips are difficult. But I mean, they are difficult on that bar. They are not as yeah. It has been placed weirdly. I agree. Also, your back is amazing. Even though you are saying that it's not yet enough, I think your back is has a pretty good development since I've known you. But yeah, I like the. I don't have a back as muscled as it should be. I have more traps than before, but still getting there. It's taking its time. It's taking its time. The the only reference that I have, which is not as good, right? Because I can't really compare. I mean, it's not really comparing at this time. But the only reference that I can look at is some of my very old Instagram post, and it's from a long time ago, first of all, but also it's in a very specific situation, which is when I was getting a tattoo, which means that the light was hitting in very specific things. And I remember me at that time thinking that I was fat because of my ex-girlfriend at the time. But yeah, when I'm looking at this and me now, I got more muscle and more fat. But that was nice. and then you go back to like further away with the second tattoo, and then you see that I'm gaining some fat, and then you go up to the third tattoo and I gain so much fat. Yep. But shit happens. At least I can see progress in some area, so I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. "12 is very small." 12 is very small. Oh shit, that's almost weird placement. Maybe too close. I don't know. Interesting. We'll see. I remember all the pictures that you shared with your dad, with your cousin, I think, with abs, all that. Yeah, I remember. Good pictures, though. I'd say they're bad. Different build, right? That's just what happened. You just have a different build now, which makes a lot of sense. So this right here, basically, if I'm doing this, and I get the information of title, type, responses, edit, and completion, I need to have the same thing here. However, I have an issue with the way that this is presented. I don't like it. I have a feeling that these needs to be in a vertical alignment rather than an horizontal alignment for some reason. And I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a good idea. But we'll find a way anyway, and see if it's okay. So by doing that and having the illustration on top, that gives us the ability to just, first of all, have way more content. Way less content, sorry, on the page. So that's an interesting thing. And then that also gives us the ability to potentially add some things right there. And I think it may be more interesting to get more space. If we do that, yeah. That may work. Thinking about more space. Let's see. Sometimes that helps. So we're at 12. Let's move that to 24 for some reason. Let's is that 12 then? It's not exactly right because this one is R16, so 16 minus 24. This one should be 8, meaning that this one should be at 32, right? 32 is way too fat of a radius for the app that we are working on. So we don't do that. But also, that's one of the issue, right? You get back here, and you're like, yeah, that's no good. That's no good. Like you just see 6, not even 6. One thing that could happen is this. That way you see more. You see 6 for sure, but by doing so, you get the fucking decimal, depending on the size of your screen. I don't like that. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's a better option, right? And so, if we do this, we have the type that is presented, we have the last edit that is presented, we have the response and the completion. It's just presented differently, which is fine. We can deal with that. The 20 is way too big, right? Right, that's way too big. Way too big. That's better. Right, that way you have a bit of an okay switch. Have a tiny effect. I think it's too big, but it's fine. I can deal with that. I think the radius are too big. It's the main issue that I see. But if I go to 16, which is a more regular amount of radius for our cards, it matches, but it doesn't match with the illustration, and I don't want to have the illustration to be basically 0. Yeah, I don't want that. So I don't know. But at least that's an option. So that's good. I don't think we need to have the... I don't think we need to have the selection... the checkboxes on these. I don't think that's a good idea. You still use a tab? Yep. Thinking about a thing. It's not a good idea yet. It's an okay idea. The idea would be to have the type in that label right here and get rid of the illustration just because they are way too big, or make them smaller, just to potentially have the ability to get more information on these things, or more information per page, because that's a more understandable thing. Right now you have 9 on that screen easily, and then on this one you get basically the same amount. So even though we are not zoomed in at the right amount, right, that makes kind of sense. When you switch, you see the same project just in a different view. And then these then yeah. It won't be gray, but kind of works. Why though? Because I broke. We need to change that. We need to change that. That feels better. Trying to find the right amount of zoom. If you click here, you have everything selected. That makes sense. If you click here, you have like a card view. Kind of makes sense as well. For some reason, I can feel my how many times did that happen, Kane? Isn't it the third or fifth time that there are rumors about that? Or was it the Prime Minister last time? And still haven't quit, so I wouldn't trust it. What I would say though is, economy minister, yeah, I remember that. What I would say though is, if you don't trust the rumors, then if it happens and it's a good thing, then it's a good surprise. And if it doesn't happen and it's a good thing, then it's a pleasant surprise. But if you expect it to happen, then yeah, I don't know. That's way too big. Can I do that? Does that work? That does work. So, I don't think that's a good idea either, what I'm about to do, but you know what? We never know. You need to try in order to check if it's a good idea or not a good idea. No, I know it's not a good idea. With too much colors on the same fucking thing. And also, that breaks sometimes. You know what it is? Not that bad. It's not that bad. I've known worse. I could I could. I don't know if I will. I think you have them in the community that you already have file thingy. On this one, I think you duplicated this one, and if I remember correctly, they are the same. These two right there. That's the one that I have. That's the one that I use. So I guess you got them already. But if you want the X code exactly right now, you can't wait. The gray is F4, F6, F7 to give us like a light blue gray, a cool tone. 4, F6, F7, F6. We should have done F4, 6, 8. I guess it would have been a bit better. Let me check. That's our thing. And what happens if I do F8? I don't think I would be able to check or say or give like the difference in between the two. But that way it's like 4, 6, 8 rather than 4, 6, 7. Just a tiny difference. Oh, it's way. Yeah. Way here. Interesting. And then white is white. No surprises there. White is white. I kind of like it. I don't know if it's true. I mean, I know it's true, but I don't know if I want to like it. And then the selection option. That's the thing that I'm like, I don't know. Why did I do a new tab? I don't know if card view have selection. That's the difficulty right here. So card view in a table or something like this one maybe, and or this one, and let's see another one please. Something that would make sense, not this one. That could be interesting for something else. I don't think I've seen like a lot of card views with selection, like checkboxes to select them and do multiple actions on the same thing. It's usually on tables, at least for me. If you have like a reference for card view with selection, I would love to see. Because right now I can't find anything. Right, so you don't have check, you don't have edit options. Same thing here. Maybe these are checkboxes, but yeah. The chair is okay. 13. I can't read. If I call you 13 ran 19, I'm sure it's not exactly how it should be pronounced, because this is the pronunciation of these numbers in your language means something. So it's not 13 ran 19. But yeah, the chair is pretty comfortable. It is a bit stiff. If you are a lighter build, it might be uncomfortable for your cheeks. But it's pretty nice. And for the price, it's pretty nice. But It's expensive though, so I don't know if I could recommend it. It's okay, but yeah. But welcome on in. Right, these make sense, but not in table view. I think Typeform has like a bit of a Bing Ran at 1908. Do you change your Twitch name every year? Because that's pretty interesting. Wait, that could be pretty interesting. So does the first character in your name, tell me if I'm wrong, is it, I want to say Chinese, but I'm not sure. I am like this close to Chinese, but also Chinese has had so much influence in the writings of a lot of Asian writings that I'm like, yeah, could be something else. You're from Taiwan. Okay. I'm from France, which is... Wait, you're from Taiwan? It's fucking late. How are you still up? Or it's early, depending on where you want to see it. Yeah, I'm from France. Yeah, we don't have a Czech, but we don't have a Czech here either. That doesn't help. Damn it. Well, I don't fucking know if that's a good idea or not. At this point, I'm unsure. I am unsure. So yeah, what I was about to say is the first character in your name pronounced Bing or Bin, Bin Ran, or Bing Ran or Ran? I can't pronounce it right now. I think I pronounce it okay. Bing Ran. But also I don't know. Bruh. Stream rooms, like, that's a bit small. That's a bit small. But I mean, I hope you can find a house there at some point. Until you build. Yes, I did just 2 this time. I was lazy. But the redeem is for 2. First one is Bing. Okay. Are you like on Zillow or something to look for Xylo? This thing? Which I know is like a lot of people are looking for homes. Oh damn. Ah yeah, that's right. You are in Texas. I forgot about that. Everything is fucking cheap. Fucking huge. Yeah, it's 2:30 for you. That's what I was about to. I was looking at. I have Japan time, but yeah. Holy shit. I mean, it may be like you just didn't sleep yet, which makes sense. But I have a question for you. Who are you? How are you? And how did you find the stream? I want to know. I'm gonna be real, Brendan, with you, right there. I don't understand. I don't understand. What I see is more time cleaning compared to my tiny flat with like a big room. Nothing else. That's a bit better in terms of square footage, for me at least. But is that a bathtub type of thing? The fuck? You have a Nest thermostat, so that's good. That's a potential plus for me. That's neat. This one looks pretty cool, and it's cheaper than the other one, but also it is... No, it's bigger! How the fuck is it bigger? But also, yeah, because you are looking for separated stream rooms, you basically need a minimum of 3 rooms? Like 3 bedrooms? So, yeah. Yeah, but there are 2 people, and it's US prices, so it's fine-ish, and it's Texas, and the size of this, like, I mean, I'm not. Let me check. Square foot in square meter. How much is that? Yeah. So. My flat is 24 square meters, which is 268 square foot. So that's a bit of a difference in terms of size. It's 10 times less. And where I am, it would be around 700 or 800, yeah, something like this. So yeah, I mean, if you can not pay more than 50% of your salary inside of this, that makes sense, but it can be difficult. Also the thing that don't make sense, Brandon, is the number of bathrooms. There's like 3 fucking bathrooms. Why do you need 3 bathrooms? Unless you have like a toilet in each, in which case that makes sense. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Like, it seems to have like one here and then none here. So you need to be able to take a shit together, not together, right? At the same time. Together seems weird. Yeah, right? you need to be able to do that. And also it's better, I mean, personally, I really feel like it's better to like be able to take a shower once and not have someone taking a shit next to you, which doesn't happen here because I don't have the space, but because I live alone right now, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know, it's you can't buy. I know that you talked about that on your stream before. You said the next one would be built, which makes sense. Specifically in the US, it seems kind of cheap, but also not exactly cheap to build. Can't buy. That's sad. Are the prices? Sorry.
すみませんお兄ちゃんこれはシーシですか？シーシ
Thank you. Lowest price is 85k, which is fine, but yeah. I mean, you could start to care about the living room at some point, right? But if you did like a, I am extremely biased right there, right? But if you did like a European type of house, you would have enough space for a family of 4, and it will be fine. I think my best like area that I kind of want to have is 50 square meters, which 50 to 60, something like this. So that's 800 square feet. About that. Yeah. 800 square feet seems like a good option for me. If it's divided properly, it's good. But yeah. I feel like for a 1.5 person, that's good. Like when you don't have someone with you at all times, that's good. And I agree with the 1700 for 2 person with the dogs as well. That's a good thing. I was looking. I was watching a series of video from what's the fucking name? I forgot the name. I can't type for shit. Where is he? Yeah, this fucking guy. So we had, I don't know if we have like an aerial drone shot as he usually do for the view officially, but no, not there. It's not on this one. Yeah, so he did a fucking big ass thing. I haven't seen you talk about randominium. Not that I know of. But yeah, he did like a huge ass. So the gist of that video is like, he found a house that was abandoned and decided to buy it and then renovate it. And yeah, that's pretty nice. That's a farm. That is what I call a farm. But yeah, so it's what we call a loft here. That's a low ceiling. I mean, it's fine for me, but for you, I'm sure I can stay standing right there. Probably. And you can probably stay standing around here. Probably. That's a fucking low ceiling. But that's hot. Like that, if it's metal on the outside, I hope the insulation is good. Because the Texas heat is high. A lot of AC. Really? I mean, I trust you. You also have this right there. Makes sense. But yeah. That's much my type. More wood, more warmth. I like that. So, when you have when you have a thing that show you 5 pictures of
Junior
the
eBay is
kitchen,
now following.
they are expecting you to buy it for the kitchen. And Junior eBay or eBay, eBay. That sounds like eBay. Welcome on it, nonetheless. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. I appreciate that. We're doing a weird ass thing right now. It's not our usual type of content. I don't know. It feels like it feels weird to me when I see a US built house, because most of your shit goes away with one tornado, whereas my fucking flat right here, the wall that is there is this thick and it's pure stone, like thick ass stone like this, like it's just behind this, and so that never went down. I don't understand US build. There is no support on the inside because of the structure. That's interesting though. That's interesting. Which we hope doesn't happen, but we agree can happen. Would be better not to, but yeah. I mean, I don't have a say in the matter, but yeah, you would. You may like. I used to live. Is that a great picture? It's not exactly a great picture. But I used to live right. Can I see my fucking flat? Almost. I used to live in a thing like this, which is really interesting in terms of brutalist architecture, as you say. This is pure concrete. And if I remember correctly, I lived around there. Or around there. I forgot. No! Not... I'm giving you... I lived here. The mess on the balcony right here is ours. Yeah, that was our flat right here. I don't think it could be here. But yeah, these types of things are and have been used in movies because it looks very interesting in terms of well, architecture. If you've seen the last version of the Hunger Games, there was one scene when they are in the snow and they filmed it right there. And it looks interesting in terms of what they decided to go for with all the angles and all the things. But yeah, these are what I call brutalist architecture with a bit of modernism behind it, because otherwise you get into Bauhaus or Bauhaus German architecture, which I don't think is good. This one, because you have a lot of greenery, was very cold or not warmed, which is good. They are more in the what's the name? Is it the eco dystopian thingy? Shit. Yeah, these types of things. I do like these though, a lot, because green, rather than these. I get it. Like this is, I would live in one of these, for sure. That's neat. That would fall so fast, but still, I like it. It's a fun design overall. And you have a balcony with a lot of greenery, meaning that you have good air quality in a bit, in a way, not exactly, but kinda. But we used to have we have some weird ass buildings from time to time in France, and I don't exactly know where they are, and so I couldn't. Things like this. Maybe that's a thing that you would enjoy. Yeah. I mean, I would love for the US to build more like sturdy things. And it's, as you said, like the forever homes are mainly built in concrete, but I don't know. It feels so wasteful overall. It's okay, but it feels wasteful. And yeah, this one is really interesting. It has like it's just black marble all around, and they have like these types of weird ass angles. And then they have like another one that is basically holographic. Jeff, hi! Well, come on in. How are you? How have you been? It's been a while. Of course I remember you. It's been like 4 months since the last time I've seen you. How are you? Has it been 4 months? Let me check. Yeah. Almost. Just 3. Just 3 months, but it's fine. What happened in all these 3 months? So I've been also looking or watching. Fuck, I say looking every time. I've been watching a lot of Japanese building thing. Right, this is a great representation of what I think is wasteful in the US. Like there is nothing that stands other than like the sheetrock. I think that's the name. Right, there is no safety whatsoever. However, I'm watching this other Japanese YouTuber weird ass thing. Can I find him? Yes, right there. And he, first of all, is fucking old. Or he look old, and he built things, or they built things with mainly wood because it's Japan. So that's the cheapest thing that they, cheapest thing that they have. However, the build, from what I can see, the type of wood that is used is way different than the build that we have in the US. So, that we have, I don't know. I just know YouTube videos about building things. But this is really interesting. And what he does is like pretty clean. Most of the video that we have is about building things inside. And so because it is creating like wooden structure, we get like a lot of just wood. And so the in my views, the wood that is here seems more sturdy for some reason. It's like how can I say? I feel like US wood is pine trees. And then this one is sugi, which is a very specific type of cedar, which it seems more sturdy for some reason, I don't know. But on this person, like, building, it's mostly wooden things. However, the beams are way thicker. Yeah. I also feel like the US, you are trying to shave cost as much as possible to make sure that it's the cheapest to build, but the most expensive to sell. So cutting cost on most of the things and all that. Yeah, it kind of makes sense when it's not needed. But yeah, some of the beams that we have on these ones are... But look at this. That's what? That's three 2x4s, I guess. Just in one go. Right? It looks very wood. And also, Jeff, I'm happy that you have the diagnosis. That's good. That's good. That's a base to get, right? That's a good thing. Like, look at that fucking beam right there. Sorry, I just like wood. I like wood. Concrete is a bit difficult to maintain, like in the long run. In my view, it's like it can crack, and then if it cracks, then you have a lot of issues. And then if you have the frame of the house in I'm extremely biased on this one because that's exactly the type of house that I would have personally, and so it is. Let me see. They are fucking tall compared to me, so that would make a lot of sense to me, but it's very wooden based, and it is making a lot of sense to me in terms of the layout and all that. Goofy, hi, welcome on in. What is that link that you sent? Like specifically the centerpiece with the... fuck off. This thing right here, like the entire interior courtyard basically, fucking amazing for me. And the interior of the main, like the living piece with the kitchen and everything, is such a good placement in like my views personally. So and that this living space with such a high ceiling right there is amazing. I don't know, I just love that fucking thing. That's one of... Oh, you mean subtitle for the Japanese thing? Yes. I need to read Japanese as much as I can in order to be able to be comfortable with the kanji and things, because otherwise... have a good work, Brendan. It is indeed 2 for you. Enjoy that. And get your raise. Yes. Why is it backward though? Should be forward, but I get it. And I agree with what you said right here. Like, mixture of good rebar and concrete is good. That's true. That's kind of true. Things that I didn't think about. And oh, you get the Jeff. You get the same thing as ADHD Designer, which I don't know if you know. In here on Twitch, but they are like designer with ADHD. That's their main spiel. And they use the same thing. Oh no, you meant me. No, that's me. That's a plugin that I use on OBS to get anyone that needs the translation with my fucking voice. It's easy for anyone that needs them. It's not exactly accurate, but it's better than nothing. Right? Right. No, it's not great. I think it's great for someone who speaks English as a first language, but for me, because some of the words that I have don't sound exactly right, like right now, right? This is the French accent, so of course, if we have the French accent, the closed caption subtitle thingy is a bit difficult, right? So yes, thank you, Stony, for the accent. You prefer when I talk Frenchy? I don't like that. That's not the best thing. I look like I got a tan with that filter. Very much tan. That's good. That is good. But yeah, Jeff, for the for Dogen is great, and really happy that you have like potentially medicine and at least, it was very English of me, at least like a diagnosis on what you have or get or whatever. I didn't think that would work. I didn't think that would work. Sorry. You mean in Frenchy with the while speaking English or speaking French? Because that's not the same thing. I don't think you can. I mean, you speak Dutch, right? That's the... Yes. Yes. So... I wouldn't say it's close, but it's not far away. In terms of sounds, you have some sounds that are things that we would never do, but you have also the sounds that we would do, and there are some sounds that we do that you don't do or make, and that makes sense. But yeah, I need to sleep as well. We will, if you want to stay for a raid, Jeff, I would appreciate it. But if you really need to go, feel free to take care of yourself and go sleep. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. And as always, as I said earlier, today would be a very shorter stream for reasons. I need to redo a lot of stuff. Turns out Matt just started, and I think I will just send you to Matt. That would be, to me, a good option. So yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Matt is I'm mistaken with a fucking letter. Alright, so yeah, Matt just started. Matt is the lead singer guitarist of Trivium, so it's a metal type of thing. So if you are not into that, I would understand. But I need to reinstall the Mac. We'll see if that fixes everything. For anyone who just arrived, sorry, we're raiding. And yeah, as always, this is the end of the stream. So if you enjoy your stay, or if you just arrived, click the follow button, right? So we have this that moves, follow button there. I forgot where it is. Do that, that's appreciated. Join the Discord if you want to. Join the socials if you want to. Follow me elsewhere, that's also appreciated. If you're a sub, this is the raid message for sub. If you are not a sub, this is the raid message for non-sub. What the fuck am I doing? And if you want to support me another way, you can click on that. And that's fine. And yeah, as always, I will be back tomorrow. Technically, if the Mac doesn't wake up after the install, I would be crying, but there will be no stream tomorrow. So we'll see what I can do with that. And yeah. I see you soon, right? Tomorrow, all that. Take care. And yeah. Enjoy Matt. Bye.